Okay, I'm back again because here's the thought that I had about how your papers link back to your assignment, and it's particularly the Weinberg paper. So you remember when I was talking about Weinberg, I was saying that there's a particularly that paper gives you a history of social work that has to do with trying to find legitimacy by working with individuals, aligning with psychoanalysis, and then I said because of my immersion in mental health, I would add to that thinking about how we tried to align with medicine so that we would sort of get legitimacy by association. So what that got me thinking about was this is a particular history of social work that Weinberg has put together in a Canadian context based on what she sees or he sees to be the important components that you would put in a history of social work. For your first assignment, you get a different history of social work. Still in Canada, still Canadian social workers that are writing it, but they're talking about different things. They're talking about the Christian charity movement, I think. They talk about things like, I think they talk about industrialization. And really what they're sort of emphasizing is the exact opposite, if you think about it. They're talking a lot about how social work has always been involved in sort of working in the structure and resisting. It's a different history. One of the things that this tells us is that there are many different ways to tell the history of social work. And I would guess that any person, depending on where they are located professionally as a social worker, would point to different things as sort of the milestones in the last 100 years of social work. Why this is important to you for your assignment is I'm hoping that you recognize that the paper that you've been given to do that first reflective paper is just one particular history of social work, one idea of what social work has been, is at the moment, and could be. And the perspective that those particular authors bring to that question of what is social work, what has it been, and what should it be, has to do with who they are and where they're located. And I think even in the questions, I point out these are a couple of academics talking about social work. And the way that you see social work is presumably going to be slightly different. You are not somebody who's been immersed in the academic history of social work. That's one difference. You are not presumably a woman working in a university. You also may have, because of what you have experienced, what you've known, what you've done as a practitioner, you may have very different ideas about what are the important things that somebody needs to understand about what social work is, what social work was, and what social work could be. So what that paper is asking you to do is to think about that. Why is it that these two women, this time at least I'm sure they're women, these two women have written this particular history of social work? What would we guess contributes to their perspective on what the important milestones are? And how is that the same or different than what I would think social work is? How is my desire to be in this profession informed by my understanding of what social work makes possible? So when you're writing that assignment, I want you to understand that part of it is about sort of being able to comprehend what they're saying, but also to assert your own point of view, your own perspective. My expectation is that no two papers will be the same because you all have traveled different paths that bring you to this place where you are stepping forward and saying, I'm going to do a degree in social work, and this is what I plan to do with this degree in social work. So that's the kind of thing that those questions are trying to pull out of you for me to see. And part of the reason that we have an assignment like this is because one of the things that you're really going to need to do as a social worker is assert your point of view. And part of what you're going to need to be able to do when you're asserting that point of view is to be able to explain what informs it. So when you're writing the assignment, think about how you feel, what you think, and what that's based on, and then write about it. Okay? I hope that that helps you in thinking through how to approach it. And of course, it's not the last time we have to talk about it. I just thought I would take advantage of the fact that I had this thought in my mind. So I will see you online. Bye.